All right, y'all ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is live. We are in the building. We appreciate everybody for rocking with us. We got a very special show, a lot of special people in the room, and I usually tease it at the beginning, but I ain't gonna do that. I want y'all to stay with us. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is live right now.
It's about that time. It's about that time to get.
Button your lip. Open your ears. Strap on your thinking cap. Socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. It's time for Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.
Zellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He hits one deep to right center. That ball is out of here. The Yankees win the pennant.
If they lying, then they must be half stepping. Ain't no half step with Marcus J is live. We in the building, y'all. Be down with us at 804-402-2893. Be down with the flagship show, heard live from the Den of Legacy Internet Radio every single Monday night from 7 p.m. until we finish. We appreciate y'all for being with us tonight. Special thank you to our sponsors, Live Action Captions, Free Spirit Enterprises, and JT Lewis Insurance. You'll hear a word from them. Before we close out the show, we thank you to every single person that's listening to us live on TuneIn. Thank you to those folks right now that are listening to us on Streamer. We also are thanking the folks who are listening to us right now on the replays on YouTube as well as on iTunes, because y'all rock with us. That's why we rolling with y'all every single week. So we got a lot to get into tonight. I usually tease it at the beginning of the show. We got our clairvoyant medium. She's back in. I'll introduce her here momentarily. We got our dating pool diva. She's in the room. I'm going to introduce her momentarily. But of course, we got to make sure that our brother is properly introduced. He's our utility player. This brother makes sure that everybody is okay, everybody has what they need, takes our pictures. He makes sure that we are properly lubed up, you know, with all of our spirits and all that stuff. Yeah, I had to fix that because it ain't sound right at first. But he's our brother, Mr. 3375. What's up, brother?
Doing good, man. How y'all doing today?
Ah, man, I'm doing good. You doing good, man?
Doing good, man. Glad to be back, man. That week when we don't do a show, I get discombobulated.
It was it was her. It was like Mother Nature, man. She was wilding last week with all that ice, man. I was trying to tell her mind her business.
Yeah, man.
But she was all up in our business, kept us from being up in the studio. What was that about?
I don't know, man, but we back now. Can't keep us down for long.
Nah, man. I'm glad that she kept her business to herself this week, and we back in the den live on Legacy Internet Radio. Of course, you hear the sister every single fourth Monday of the month. She is our sister, the dating pool diva, who brings us the Diva Diaries. Arthur Charisma is up in this joint. What's up, Diva?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm good. You good?
I'm very good. I'm good.
You doing all right?
Yeah.
We gonna have a good night? Are we gonna get along tonight?
I don't know. I cannot guarantee that.
You can't guarantee it?
No.
Is it gonna be up to me or up to you tonight?
It's always up to me.
It's always up to you?
I don't know when you're gonna realize that.
Oh, yeah. It's the dude in me, ain't it?
But I do have something special for you at the end. You're gonna like it.
Oh, I'm gonna like something that you brought in. Am I gonna smile?
You're gonna smile.
Am I gonna pick on you?
No, it will end all picking.
Oh man, I can't wait for it. So that's the tease. Dating Pool Diva is gonna keep Marcus J from picking on her. So I'm looking forward to it. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J live from the den. Legacy Internet Radio. You hear the sister every chance we have to have her. We are so honored and happy to have her. She is our clairvoyant medium. She is our sister and yours, Miss Shayna Latia is up in this joint. What's up, girl?
Marcus.
What's up, Shayna?
I am here. I am back.
Yes, you are, and you are wearing your Legacy in that radio T-shirt.
It's purple.
That
it's
makes
my
me
power color.
Makes me feel good when I see it.
No.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
You doing great?
Today is a good day.
Did you do yoga today?
I did.
Yeah.
I am really.
You feeling a Zen thing going
I'm
on?
always in the Zen.
My sister.
I always try to be in the Zen.
Well, I
Even
am.
in the hood, I'm in the what?
Hey, look, man.
Zen.
The hood. I don't care about the hood. The hood need to care about you and need to care about me.
The hood does.
There you go.
I'm bringing this information to them. Today, I have two special guests with me. These are my soul sisters, I call them. They are psychic mediums. They are intuitive beings. They are amazing spiritual people. My first sister, I'm going to introduce. Her name is Jane Mills, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself. So go ahead, Jane.
Well, thank you, Shayna. Thank you, Marcus. Thanks for letting me come in and visit you guys. Shayna and I are spiritual sisters, and we do all kinds of spiritual work, including intuitiveness and mediumship. And we work with, we work with all kinds of different spirits and God. It's a very godly thing we do. We also, I work with moon phases. I do numerology. I do pendulums. I'm a Reiki second level, almost a master. So I do a lot of different things. And I'm very, very honored to be able to share some of that here with Marcus and Shayna.
I'm so very happy to have her. Like, I went out on a limb and asked her, like, Jane, would you please come do the show? You know, I would just love to have you. And she said yes. And I was just so happy, overjoyed.
Well, I'm happy to have you. I'm glad to see you. We've been talking in social media. I saw you sharing a lot of the things that Shayna and I have been putting out there. And so anybody that does that is in good
Family.
with me, is family with me. And as I mentioned to you when you came in earlier, I said, I hope you don't mind, but I'm a hugger, so give me a hug and whatnot. So I'm also honored to have you, as Shayna is, here in the confines of our home, the den of Legacy Internet Radio. We also have another special guest here with us.
Absolutely. My second special guest, her name is Diana. She is also an amazing medium, an amazing psychic. Oh, she's just an amazing spiritual person. So Diana, tell us a little bit about you and what you do. Oh, and she also works with a lot of angels.
Wow, okay.
She's a very powerful woman.
Hey, Diana, how you doing?
I am quite well, and it is such a pleasure to be here. It's quite an honor.
Well, I'm definitely glad to see you. We are honored to have you here in the confines of Legacy Internet Radio. We appreciate it. I look forward to speaking with you both with regards to the moon phases and whatever it is that we end up getting into, numerology, and whatever it is that we end up getting into here on Legacy Internet Radio. Also, I want to introduce... Go ahead.
I am Diana Golding.
Diana Golding.
Yes, her last name.
Golding.
All right. So do you prefer, for the purposes of the show, Diana or Diana Golding? How do you want to be referred as
Lady
we progress?
Diana.
Lady Diana. Okay. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that we appropriately salutate with regards to that. Ain't no half step on Marcus J. Live from the Den. Legacy Internet Radio, of course. Also joining us here in studio, our sister who joins us whenever we have an opportunity to be blessed with her presence is our sister. Yeah, our sister Bless is in the building. What's up, Bless?
Nothing much. Just getting old. That's about it.
Getting old? Girl, please. It's no oldness in this room. It's all happiness and youth and all that kind of
It's
stuff.
happiness. Oh, we don't do old. Y'all don't know how hard I had to fight to get back out that house.
Yeah, well, it's good to see you. I'm glad to see you across the table. And as we had mentioned earlier, we're going to talk about the moon phases. We're going to talk about the numerology. We also have a segment later on from the Dating Pool Diva, our Diva Diaries relationship segment later on. But what I want to do before we get into any of that, y'all know on this show there's a staple segment that we have every single week. It's called What the Hell? And we always ask that question, what the hell? Because people seem to want to act a damn fool here on the show. Not just the show, but just here in America in general. And so what I want to do as we're waiting for other guests to join us, I want to ask that question, what the hell? So one of the things I want to ask the question about what the hell is the United States government versus Apple. Now, I don't know if everybody knows about it, but I'm going to set this up properly so that everybody has an opportunity to understand what's going on, and I want everybody's opinion that's in the room. Apple is, of course, the iPhone, the iPad, them peoples. Apple is the people who had the phone for the terrorists who killed those people in California a couple months ago, whatever it was. The federal government is in a dispute with Apple because the federal government wants Apple to make it so that they can get into those people's passwords and their phones and see what it was that they was doing. The problem with that is it would set the precedent that once they get into those people's phones, they can get into anybody's phones. And so I asked the question, what the hell? Because I want to know, what the hell do y'all think about that? Do you think, and I don't know if anybody in this room is an Apple, iPhone, iPad person. I happen to be an Android person, but I'm going to leave it that way because I know that Android is not far behind Apple. So once you allow them to do it, Apple, you're going to allow Android to do it. So Bless, I want you to jump in on this one first. The what the hell question is, what the hell do you think about this question? Do you think that the federal government should win, or do you think the federal government should lose their appeal to get access to these people's phones?
Well, personally, I'm not an Apple user, so I can't say that I agree with them or not, but they're not necessarily going to have direct access to the phones. What they're trying to do is find the code. They're going to have Apple has it so that after 10 attempts, the phone just messes up, so you can't get anything from it anymore. And they're trying to make it so that they can at least attempt without the phone messing up all the information that's on it, so that they can see what the terrorists had, what information the terrorists were sending out beforehand. I'm a little biased because I am a federal employee and I work with legal stuff, so I kind of see and know what's going on. But as far as my information being put out there, I'm not doing anything wrong for me to get arrested, so I'm good.
What you think?
I think.
What you think on this, Diva? What's your opinion?
I mean, I feel like they're already tapping into all of our phones, Androids, Apples, or whatever. I mean, they have all kinds of drones and stuff flying around, looking at all the information and all the things they can see. So I don't think that that's anything new. It's new to us,
right?
But not to them.
Right. Jane, what you think about this? We got the federal government is trying to tap the phones of the known terrorists who did some pretty devastating things, and they want to be able to get that information.
People.
Absolutely.
And to me, if there's information in there that can prevent future terrorist attacks, I'd say go for it. Open those damn phones, because, and I work with technology, and I know that Apple can open one or two phones, and it's not going to mess up anybody else's security because they have administrative passwords. They can do back-end entrances into your phone. I mean, if any of us forget ours, we can always go to Verizon or whoever and say, I've locked my phone out. They'll unlock it. Same thing.
Right.
So I don't think they're going to be setting a precedence. I think when the Patriot Act passed way back after 9/11, everything just kind of got flooded open anyway.
Wide open anyway, yeah.
I think this is a special case because we know what these people did, and I think they're really approaching it. They just kind of want some remedy for those families that were left without anybody who was killed during this, and they just want to find out what's in that phone. I mean, I don't see what are you hiding that you wouldn't want people to know.
Right. Shana, what'd you think?
I agree with Jane. Like, if it can prevent someone from dying or save someone's life, why not? They're already tapping into everything. They're not putting everything out there, but of course they can listen to all of our phone calls, the FBI, all of those people. Come on.
Yeah, ain't no how stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio. I want to take this opportunity before we continue this discussion to introduce someone who has just joined us. Of course, you hear this sister every opportunity we have to have her. She is our sister.
Mm-hmm.
She's a singer.
Mm-hmm.
She's a songwriter.
Yep.
She's a rapper.
Yay.
She's an entrepreneur.
Wow.
She's a producer. And she just happens to be dope as hell. She's our sister, Jody Smith. Is up in
Hey,
this joint.
everybody. Thank you for having me, Marcus J.
What's up, yo?
Steppin. What's up? How's everybody? I'm great. Thank you for having me again.
It's good to have
I love
you.
her.
Yo, Jody's real dope. Jody.
I can shake my own head, yes.
Jody Music Mixtape is on the street right now, and anybody who wants to hear it, you're going to hear some tracks from our sister here throughout the night. And of course, she's going to share with us throughout the night what's the new going on with her, what's the latest going on with her, where she can be found, and how you can get the dopest mixtape on the street here in Richmond, VA, and beyond. But Jody, you listening to us on this subject, you hear us talking about Apple having their dispute with the federal government. And just to kind of recap for those folks who are just tuning in with us, basically Apple and the federal government are having a beef because the federal government is like, yo, Apple, and I'm going to break this down for Blackwell, a couple blocks away.
Okay.
in Curry Woods for us in Jersey City. Basically, Apple and the federal government is like, yo, y'all got access to these people's phones, and we want to know what they was doing. Why can't y'all just give us the information that we need? And Apple's like, nah, man, you can't get that. We can't give you that because then we're going to open that up to everybody. And federal government is like, so what? Them people did some real terrible things. Now, Jane made a good point. They can get in your stuff anyway. What say you, Jody?
I am all the way on the fence on this one. All the way on the fence. Because, yes, if it's going to be done for good, go ahead and do it. But we all know our federal government is not all the way good. We all know there have been many Assata Shakurs who have been just, if you go against the system, you don't make it to 40, so to speak. I'm just saying, if it is used for good, do it for good. But the judicial system is meant for good. How many times do we say that's unfair? You know, I'm all the way on the fence of it. If you have proof, go ahead forward. But once you start pulling phone records and presenting things in front of a grand jury, things can be twisted and altered. So I'm all the way on the fence about it, just because I don't all the way trust the government. But that's just my take on it.
No,
I mean, how many times have the federal government copped to doing some illegal things? When you think about it, people like to forget that.
Yeah,
people like to forget that. So I mean, I'm on the fence about it. If you're gonna do it for good, you know, which I'm sure it will be. But I'm sure, you know, come on now. We all know there's going to be some crooked things done at some point with it. Yeah. So, you know, I'm on the fence.
I could dig it. Ain't no how stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio. Mr. 3375, what say you, my brother?
I think at the end of the day, if they don't give it to the government, they're going to crack it anyway. So they might as well go ahead and give it to them. And that's just being real. They're going to crack it anyway. You know what I'm saying? That they have what they need to, you know, like do they can beam to the moon, tell you what the moon look like. So they definitely just gonna crack it. So you might as well give it to them, or they're gonna take it by force. Here's
how I look at that.
Go ahead.
Here's what I think though. While I understand what you're saying, those of us in this room, and I would guess most of us watch Law and Order. We all watch Law and Order, whether it be the Lenny Briscoe Law and Order or the Olivia Benson Law and Order. With CSI, all that, we watch all of them shows, and we know when the police roll up on you and they want some information and you want to give it to them, what do you say? Do you have a warrant? If the answer is no, then they can't have what they want. And so the reason why I make that point, Mr. 3375, is you got to make them work for it. I ain't going to just give it to them just because they're asking real aggressive. And me personally, I hate that phrase. I got to stop saying me personally. But me personally, what I would say to this is, like Jane said, if you really want that information, you can get it. And so I'm not giving it to you because of the precedent that it was set. I can't, because you have some crazy folks over here. I'm going to give you access to all my stuff because you might have some clean folks over here. I got to protect the privacy of the clean folks. Just because I got a little bit of dirt here doesn't mean that I got to open it up for everybody. Now, bless you giving me the face.
But I mean, aren't they dead? Like, who cares?
And that's exactly the point that I was making. Absolutely, they're dead. And so,
but you can prevent somebody from dying the next time by learning their patterns and all of that this time.
I got you.
Well, if they're terrorists, then why didn't is the government, because they didn't catch them beforehand, and maybe Homeland Security didn't go forth and investigate, and not to mention to help the families deal with this, of what has happened, they're trying to cross every T, dot every I.
Yes.
So that the families cannot come back on whether it's Apple or the government, or because they're trying to make sure that they've covered all bases.
Right.
Because of the fact that they have to cover their own backs.
No, I understand that. I think the argument that Apple has become the villain here is unfair. And the reason why I think that is because, like you said, they are dead. That's one thing. But the other thing is, do you really, like the Patriot Act was all about exposing every single person in the country to catch a few assholes, basically. And so are we really okay with that?
I don't think that Apple should be the bad guy per se, because that's what they pride themselves on. I believe the MacBook, when they made that, they said that there's no way that you can break into it. And that's why people, that was the selling point. That's why people bought those. So they can't be the bad guy, because they're saying what they do, they protect people. No one can break into this. So your information is protected.
It ends up being, from what I heard, years that it would take for them to completely crack these regular people's passcodes to actually get into it. They said it would take years. And so I'm on record. Everybody's made their opinion known, and I'm going to make this last thing, and then we're going to move on to a couple other things before we get out of the segment. But I just think that the government, I mean, come on, man. Y'all destroyed the Black Panthers, killed Martin Luther King, and did all kinds of stuff. Y'all can get into these people's phones if you really wanted to. And so to make it about Apple and make them the bad guy here is a publicity stunt that's unfair to Apple and is unfair to the people.
It's a publicity stunt.
Absolutely.
Unless you can call Patricia Arquette on CSI Cyber.
Yeah.
What else can you do?
There you go. There you go. Jay, what you got?
I got a hit on social media.
What you got?
From,
who is it?
On Instagram, The Universe Loves Me 1400. She says, all the ladies have a valid point, but she said they already tapping into the system, the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the more reason to not make it easy for them.
Yeah.
Shane?
I said they already been doing this.
Absolutely. I'm not about making it easy for them. Ain't no have Steppin, Marcus J, live from the Den, Legacy and Radio. A couple other things I want to get to in this segment before we start talking about the moon and numerology and the Diva Diaries, and we're going to talk to Jody Smith as well. Beyonce versus the police.
Oh
now,
my God. I knew
here's
you were gonna bring
yeah, oh yeah, you know me.
Now I'm a Beehive fan.
You were in Beehive. Now, here's the way I want to set this up. And if anybody thinks that I'm setting this up in an unfair way, then cuss me out. Like, but do it gently because I'm feisty.
And I come from a girl.
Oh, I ain't scared of a woman. I ain't scared of a man.
You coming from
I will
Beyonce?
come over here.
come forward.
I won't come in here.
Oh,
Don't get that we run the world stuff twisted now. No, but seriously, here's the deal, right? Super Bowl Sunday, Beyonce did the song called Formation in Oakland, California, which was the origin of the Black Panther Party. If you look at the lyrics to the song, and this is just my interpretation, this is one kind of not smart guy's interpretation. There ain't nothing in there that's a direct shot to the police. If you look at the music video, if you're a person that's sensitive to police, you can get in your feelings a little bit. I'll give you that. You can get in your feelings a little bit.
Why? Because she's laying on top of a police car
You can get in
submerged
your
in
feelings.
water.
These are the same people who didn't think that George Zimmerman should have gone to jail. These are the same people who were okay with Tamir Rice getting killed. These are the same people that were okay with John Crawford getting killed. These are the same people that were okay with Eric Garner getting killed. So that's the reason why I said that, to be fair to those folks who are okay with being sensitive to the police. Now, if you know me, you notice the sarcasm in how I set that up. So anyway, Beyonce versus the police basically is her world tour, which starts in April, starting in Tampa.
They don't want to. The police don't want to work for her. They're not agreeing to work for her.
Protecting her.
Yeah.
They don't want to. They don't want to be the security.
They don't want to be the security.
They don't want to be the security for her in her concerts. Now, you've had several police departments across the country in cities that are going to house her concerts. Tampa being the first, Miami, Nashville. There are others who have come out and have had a statement with regards to whether they will protect her or not. So I want to have the discussion about that. We can all have our feelings about how it went down at the Super Bowl. Many of us have seen the music video. Jody, I want you on this one first, because as an artist, I know your catalog because I listen to every single song that Jody Smith puts out, and Jody Music Mixtape is like super dope. And if somebody wants to get in their feelings about Jody Music Mixtape, they're gonna have to deal with me, damn it.
Well, all right now, preach.
Yes, sir. So, but anyway, as a fellow artist like Beyonce, her artistic capacity is being questioned here, and they got issues with her to the point where there's some police that are saying, "Oh, hell no, jump in."
It shouldn't be the people who question Beyonce. It should be the people who question themselves, because first of all, 2016, we know that just point blank assassination is illegal, right? So the new age assassination is character assassination. People will. Because sadly, most of the people who read into the media or look into the media believe it. Sadly, most people do. They don't do their own research. So character assassination is an easy way to get everyone to hate one target at the same time. With that being said, Beyonce's music has been subliminal from the jump. Like a Boy. I bet you every transgender LBGT, I bet you they loved it. The one Ego. She was talking about that big schlong the whole time, but because she called it ego, got a big ego, it was cool. The minute she come up with Formation, and that's why I said it before, when people go against the system, they don't make it until 40. Not all of a sudden, Formation, people can take it that way, and they all of a sudden hate her when her music has been subliminal from jump. What was that song? And she referred to her vagina as a pink Skittle. Come get the Skittle. It's the sweetest in the middle. Yeah. So how many songs have been subliminal and it's been okay?
Not many anymore.
Sex.
They just make it.
Sex subliminally was okay now. If I were a boy, that's subliminally okay. But now she's talking about Formation, and they're starting to uproar, and people are actually following this.
Yeah.
Because the media is feeding into it.
It's funny you say that, Jody.
It's just my opinion.
It's funny you say that, Jody, because, Bless, I want you to jump in here. When I first saw the uproar the day after, and the day after was last Monday, and the ICE, Mother Nature, with her grumpy self, kept us out of the station. But when I first saw it, I'll be honest with you, it completely went over my head with regards to any uproar, because what I saw was Beyonce dressed how Beyonce. It was a regular Beyonce performance to me. Like, I didn't see anything other. The next day, when former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani went on Fox News, FAUX, Fall News, and let the right wing know that they supposed to be upset because they didn't know. They didn't know, and the rest of us didn't know. They let the right wing know that they were supposed to be upset. Once they let the right wing know they were supposed to be upset, then is when it jumped off. I totally didn't get it, Bless. Did
Beyonce
you get it
threw up that Black Panther fist, and that's what pissed the world off. It's just my opinion.
I think
just my opinion.
Freedom of speech, like, you should be able to do whatever you want to do. Like, if that's how she felt at that moment.
Exactly.
Who is anybody to tell her she's wrong or right or whatever?
Apparently, the police and the right wing feel like they was wrong. Bless, jump in.
Maybe I didn't watch the same Super Bowl performance, but I didn't see the fist. I didn't see anything wrong with the black jacket with the artillery across, because that's the same
Michael,
thing that
come
Michael
on now.
Jackson wore.
Yeah.
Come on.
I didn't see.
Michael Jackson.
That was definitely
Because
Michael
of what, here it is, the 50th Super Bowl, and Michael Jackson, that was to
Yep.
honor and to let everybody know he was forever remembered.
Yep.
And I didn't see any problem with the black ladies getting into a formation, whether it be an X, whether it be
What was wrong
lines
with
like
that
the
when we
military.
were saying who
What
run
do
the
they?
world?
I don't see what they
Eh.
see the problem with. And then if you, the day after, you got to call.
We gotta call her.
They're gonna have to wait.
Caller, we see you there for. Hang tight for a second. Caller, blast. Finish your
No,
thought.
I was just gonna say the day after all of that stuff started popping off, and I was seeing things about the police should not support her. I posted the lyrics to the song. There is nothing in the song to say anything about the police. Nothing at all. Even when you break down all of the words, now that somebody said something about the albino alligator in a movie that was police driven. Maybe if you want to read that much into it, but most of these people don't even know what the song is about. They don't even.
Louisiana got alligators everywhere.
Ain't no hashtag on Marcus J live from the den. Caller, thanks for being patient. What your name is? What you calling about?
What's up, man? It's Cass. You already know.
Yeah, I know. I can see the caller ID, but I wanted to make sure that the listeners got your salutation appropriately. Cass, what's up, girl? What's up?
Ain't nothing, man. I wanted to be there, but yeah, I'm going to call and say what's up to you. And I saw Shayna put on Facebook she was going to be on the phone, so I got to call.
Yeah.
Hi, Cash. How are you?
Hey.
How are you doing from the last time I talked to you?
I'm somewhere else. I feel like you already know,
You're
but
still
I'm somewhere
in the same
else.
place. You're still where you at.
Yeah, I'm still where I am.
I know.
I'm still where I am.
Girl.
I'm trying to make my way
Well,
on the
it's
other
kind of hard
side.
to
I'm
make
trying
your
to get
way
out of
when
here.
every time you try to break away, she always does something to make you come back.
Yeah, but I think I feel like I'm somewhere like I'm over it though.
Well, when you this isn't even coming from a psychic point of view. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, girl, you're just gonna pack up and go.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know it.
Now
You
you're
know, my
really
thing
calling me
is-
because you want to know. I think you want to know if there's like an easier way to do this, or is it a way to spare your heart or anything. No, Cash, you're gonna have to go through these emotions. It's gonna hurt, but you're gonna come out better on the end. She's still trying to figure out how to keep you. She's doing little things to keep you.
I know.
Right. I think you got some gifts this week or something weird she did. But
I went to I just came back from New York.
right. My guys are just letting me know that you're just gonna have to go through these motions, and when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're gonna leave.
I'm just gonna get up and go. Yeah, I wanted to ask my cousin. I was asking my cousin because he has a car. To help me move faster. I don't want to have to turn back around. You know what I mean?
Right, because
I don't
she's
want to
so
do that.
aggressive.
Huh?
She's very aggressive.
Who?
Your girlfriend. And she
Oh,
can stop
yeah, I ain't
you.
even gonna call it that.
Right, but I'm telling you, like that's what's really you really have to break away from this.
Yeah, because I'm mad chill. Like you saw me, I'm mad chill. Like I don't do nothing. Like
I know. I know.
You good, Cass?
But that's how I feel right now, Cash.
You good? All right. Well, keep on listening, and we'll make sure that if you need, we'll make sure you get a direct connect to our sister Shayna.
I got it. All right, good looks, man.
You got it. Be cool. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. We were talking about Beyonce and we were talking about the police. One thing that I want to introduce to the discussion, I don't know if anybody heard this, but I heard, first of all, shout out to our brother K-Dub, who's listening to us in the ATL. What's up, brother? Nation of Islam leader, Minister Louis Farrakhan came out today and said that the fruits of Islam gotta, if the police department,
security, huh?
Police department.
I saw that.
I saw
you saw
the
that?
Muslims said they're going to be the security for Beyonce.
Yes.
I was saying the black people need to get their security stuff straight.
I see all kinds.
So what y'all think about that?
I see it all. I mean, I personally, Jody, don't see anything wrong with that. But Beyonce herself has fans from all different walks of life.
The gay community and that right
some
there.
will find it offensive. I don't.
Right.
But you know some people will. As sensitive as this world is, as sadly as many people care about what religion you practice, somebody will find fault in that.
Here's my question to that. Who the hell cares?
I don't. That's the thing. Like, most people who have a life don't.
But see, I'm not directing it at you because I know that you're right.
Right.
I know that you're right. And so my question is, if this is an artist who wants to do a concert and the police, whether they're justified in their opinion in this or not, are deciding that they're offended, that they're not going to protect her, and she has found other means for protection, why do we care if anybody is offended?
It's her status. It's the image that they had of her. Did you see the Saturday Night Live skit?
I did, and you know, I don't watch Saturday Night Live. I have to be watching, you know, that particular night, and I normally don't watch. That particular night I was watching, and it was basically about how white folk act a damn fool over what they saw in the Super Bowl.
See, you know what?
No. It
how
was
they
about
had made her image in their mind.
In their minds. Which was crazy because it was crazy because it showed how outrageous it was, because anybody with any sense, white, black, or anybody, would have seen how crazy that was.
Well, I don't know how they got. I don't know what their mind was thinking, but I just think that she was trying to salute Malcolm X because she was in his territory. We was in Oakland, California. You know. The Black Panthers, she was just saluting them. And then on top of that, a lot of people aren't educated on the Black Panthers. They just think that they were horrible. You know, a lot of people don't know.
Right.
You know, I have family members that were a part of that, and like it was a part of their life. And it was so much more than just, you know, violent. They weren't violent and all that. You know what I'm saying?
That goes against
I never even seen that part. You know,
that's because the media portrayed them as that,
and
people
government
actually believe that.
I have really
with no proof
family who really gun ho was in this party.
I think anybody in our general age group, 30s and 40s, we're one generation away from the Panthers. They were founded in 1966. The short version, and I don't want to give too much of a history lesson on it because we don't really have the time to do it. But the short version is the Panthers were founded in the ashes of the death of Malcolm X. And basically in Oakland, California, when people was acting crazy and they didn't have any protection, the Panthers was born in the ashes of that. And they exercised their Second Amendment right to bear arms, and they protected people of color, and they also protected their children and their women with the breakfast programs,
which started WIC,
which is women and children, and all of those kinds of things. And I think when you have the federal government led at the time by the FBI director, help me out with his name, FBI director J. Edgar Hoover, who said that there will never be another black messiah behind Martin Luther King's assassination. That's already the mindset. And so when you consider that, and you also consider in 2016, you have some folks that want to compare an organization that was designed to protect people with the KKK that was designed to lynch and murder and kill people. I find it outrageous, especially when they had folks who went in there to blow it up. So this is the Black Panther Party that we're talking about that Beyonce was paying homage to. Yes, and so if you're misinformed, then of course you're going to be offended.
Right.
And the police department, it wasn't about killing cops and none of that kind of stuff. It wasn't about any of that. There was a PBS
influence
documentary that came on last week that would show you, and I watched it. I thought it was fair and I thought it was balanced, when it shows you how the federal government made every single effort to destroy the Black Panther Party
by using the police departments in those areas
to do it, up to and including using paid informants who were crooked and dirty, who had no reason other than to save them their own selves to infiltrate the Panthers and blow it up from the inside, killing folks who were at the top of the list. Fred Hampton, everybody.
Yes.
Look it up. We ain't got time to get into it, but look up Fred Hampton.
But that's where the hate between the police and the Panthers
came
in.
from.
It was started by the FBI director. It was
Yes.
started by J. Edgar Hoover. He started all of that. So that creates now, years later, still that hatred between Panthers and police when it's not. People that are misinformed don't know. People that didn't watch PBS last week don't know.
So people are actually linking this whole Beyonce thing to the Panthers.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day,
this is about.
and the sad part is, at the end of the day, the sad part is the police are supposed to be for the people, by the people, for us, if you will, us as in everyone.
As a whole.
As a whole. If you can protect any sort of protester because they have their right to say what they want to say and protest what they want to protest, but they can pick and choose what battles they want to go after, that's the police, that's not for the people.
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, the
what if
KKK
something
have
happens and that
rallies all
falls
the
on their
time?
hand? They are supposed to protect the people. They're choosing not to protect Beyonce over hearsay, over what they think she meant.
The police
That's
be
sad.
out there when the KKK have a rally.
The movie that I saw recently,
with any rally, whether it's KKK or
protecting
atheists or abortion, whatever it is, they have to protect them, right?
I'm late, but I just saw Compton, Straight Outta Compton, so I kind of
Come on
correlated
now.
those two together.
Who was against the police more than? Come on now.
It's ridiculous how the police, like at that concert in Detroit, I think it was, where the police were actually the ones that are shooting to distract everyone from going in when they were doing the F the Police song. And what was the reason why they had the F the Police song? Because the police mistreated these people in Oakland, California.
Yep.
So-
Now, I think we have to. There's a couple of things that we need to pay attention to. The first thing is exactly what you just said, Bless. And I've always said songs like "Cop Killer," written by Ice-T, fronted by the rock band Body Count, and "After Police" 1 and 2 by NWA. Before you get in your feelings, worrying about how dare you make a song called "After Police," why don't you think about what it would take for someone in their spirit to want to write a song called "After Police" or "Cop Killer" or anything like that? Now, me personally, it's not in my spirit to write a song like that. But when "Cop Killer" came out, I got it. I understood it. And I rocked it in my car, just like "After Police." But I also listen to the Beatles. So shoot me if you don't like me.
You're a rocker just like me.
Yeah, exactly. And so I personally lived the kind of life where the Beatles was played in my house, but "After Police" was played in my hood. And I also been accosted by the police. I've been pulled over. I've been treated misfairly. I've been pulled over and profiled and all that kind of stuff. I've been through all of that. I was profiled on the grounds of the freaking studio that I rent to give you Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J. right here on these grounds. So I've been through it. I know what you go through when you write a song called "After Police" and "Cop Killer." Do I endorse the killing of anybody? Absolutely not. Nobody. Ever. But I need you to be as outraged by a song as you are by the killing of Tamir Rice, of Trayvon Martin, of Michael Brown, of Eric Garner, of John Crawford, and the fact that I just jotted off Sean Bell, Abner Louima, the fact that I just threw those off the dome without even writing it down, thinking about it, looking at them. I just knew them off the top of my head. The fact I know those, that's a problem. Mr. 3375,
Jane
jump
has
in
something
here.
to say.
On Instagram, I don't know if y'all know, but the security from the Nation of Islam said they would protect Beyonce. The hit on IG said if her fans are offended by the security from the Nation of Islam, they should be equally offended by the officers refusing to work on her tour.
That's true.
Let's not forget the taxpayers are paying their salaries.
You got it. Ain't no half step on Marcus J. Jane, you got something?
I think my opinion of how this all came to fruition by Fox News has to do with we're in a political election right now. They are looking
Absolutely.
for any hot topic to throw everybody off balance. That's why you
Absolutely.
have the politicians from one extreme to the other saying the things they do to rile people up, to get them emotional, whether it's valid or not. I watched the Super Bowl. Beyonce's not my favorite artist, but I thought it was great. I didn't see anything wrong with it, and I listened to rock and roll and blues. That's what I
Can we
listen
tell
to.
your race on this?
Sure.
And this is a white woman. Okay.
I'm a very white woman. And
I'm just saying.
born and raised in Virginia. I was born in Farmville and raised here in Richmond. So I was raised, because I'm older than you guys, and it's interesting you say that. If everybody knows where Darbytown Road is, where you go from Fulton down to like
East
Atlee
End.
Road and Laburnum.
Okay.
I remember when I was 10, this is a quick story, riding with my parents in the car on a Saturday night. We went, where you go under the bridge and there was an old concrete business
Building.
there. Across the street, there was a whole bunch of little concrete buildings. We went by there and there was all these men standing outside with hoods on. And it was a Ku Klux Klan meeting.
Wow.
I didn't know what the hell it was. I was 10. And I remember looking in the car going to my mom, what is that? And Dad goes, well, they're just some guys having a meeting. And my mom goes, no, they're cowards.
Wow.
Mom, yes,
Forget
Mom.
that.
Your
Yeah.
mama
And
said that?
My mom was
Your
from
mama said
my
that?
mom was this tall, but she was from Oregon too. She wasn't raised in Virginia, so she didn't have that prejudice that I was
Yeah.
raised
Raised
in.
with.
But I'll never forget that. So, and I think what we all have to understand is that prejudice and bigotry is a learned process. It's something that's
Absolutely.
taught
Yeah.
to you. It's not something you just know. We're all born free
A blank
and open,
slate.
and so I just think it's sad because it's all about politics and it's all about all this hot stuff that's been going on lately in the last year and a half, how our police have been abusing people, how they've been selective. And it's a shame that you can rattle off all those names, Marcus. That's sad.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think a powerful message that people forget is how powerful subliminal messaging is. People downplay that, really. I mean, just you repeating something in a commercial, you'll be repeating it at 5 hours later. You don't even realize why, because subconsciously it hits you. Subconscious and subliminal marketing has been a powerful tool in propaganda for such a long time. Maybe Beyonce didn't intend for it to be about the Black Panther. Maybe she didn't intend for it to be against, be like an anti-police thing. But I bet you a big wig or the powers that be or someone with enough money could see something subliminal in that, because people like to deny it. Why deny it when this claim right here proves that subliminal messaging is a big, powerful thing?
Oh, it
and
is.
Yeah. If most people that looked at it didn't even see any connection whatsoever.
I didn't.
Most people that
thought it was
saw
great.
no connection whatsoever, but there was a subliminal message with it.
I didn't get it.
Most people didn't. So why go after it?
Subconscious.
That should prove something to you right then and there, that there was a method. There is a method behind the madness of television and marketing.
I think what also started was I saw footage of the dancers after their performance holding up "Don't Shoot" or in support of Eric Garner and Tamir Rice. So I think that might have had something to do with it also.
Yeah.
They just didn't like it.
I honestly think that part of the outrage was after they saw her performance, heard the song, they probably watched the music video. Now, the video, in my opinion, again, because I'm in it, I ain't see nothing with it. But if I took myself out of it, I can see how someone who is not in it could see some issues with it. And
The
that's
Moors standing
but see,
outside.
absolutely. See, that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't get is, and I have this discussion. I got some friends that are conservative white folk, and I got some friends that are liberal black folk. And in those discussions, the thing that I find myself always, not really fighting because I ain't trying to change your mind, I'm just trying to get you to open it. But the thing that I find myself constantly harping on is you are going to have a hard time understanding me if you have no empathy. If you don't understand that my experience is different from yours, and you expected my experience in America to be the same as yours, If that's your thought process, then you will never get it. You're going to watch the news and you're going to say, why can't you just rise above this nonsense? You're going to say, well, Michael Brown was a thug, and Trayvon Martin, damn his iced tea and his Skittles. What was he doing there? And Tamir Rice, why did he have a gun in an open carry state? And John Crawford, why did he pick up a gun in a freaking store? And John, and Eric Garner, why did he jaw back with the police? You're going to make excuses that is going to put the blame on the victim if you have no empathy for the situation. There was something that went on in Ohio 2 days ago, and I don't have the names in front of me. I saw an article. If you're listening, look it up because it's out there. But 20 minutes apart, you had two people, a black man and a white man, two separate incidences, 20 minutes and 20 miles apart. You had a black dude who crashed his car, got out of the car, he had a gun, wasn't a real gun, fake gun, but it was a gun nonetheless. He ended up dead. 20 minutes before that, it was a white guy who had a gun, not a real gun. He ended up in custody. Same like yesterday in Kalamazoo. The first thing that I looked for was, did they kill the suspect? When I saw the picture, I realized that they didn't kill the suspect. You know what I mean? And this is something that we have to deal with in this country, and I don't know that white folks have to deal with this the way that we do. I remember getting the conversation. I remember getting the talk before I got in the car. You know what I mean? I remember being told, don't argue, make sure you're very respectful and all that kind of stuff. And because of the kind of man that I am, because of the kind of man my father is, I was already going to be respectful. But the fact that he had to reiterate that to me to make sure that I knew, to make sure that I was doing these things is different than the friends that I went to school with. And that's a difficult thing to explain to someone who has no idea. And that's frustrating. It's so frustrating for me because I get so sick and tired of people telling me to just do better when you don't know what the hell I got to deal with. Right. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. We're going to take our first break of the night. I'm so frustrated already. I'm going to make sure that I make myself stress-free in this break. Ain't no half step with Marcus J. live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Taking a break. Come back. We're going to talk about the moon. We're going to have our word from our sister Jody Smith, and she's going to tell us about stress-free and what she got going forward right here in RVA. Marcus J. and the crew. Ain't no half stepping with yours truly. Be back in a few minutes, y'all. Stay with us.
Prepare for your future. Purchase your term, whole life, and mortgage insurance by licensed insurance agent Joseph Lewis. Insurance costs can be used later to help pay off mortgage, cars, credit card debt, college, and medical expenses.